Draymond Green has gone, has restarted for 100 million. That is great pick. Is this gonna end anytime soon?
Yeah.
No. Draymond. Oh. Kuzma comes back to the Wizards. Wow, 100 million. That's a lot. That's too high. Chris LeVert has been 2 years for 32. Okay. That's a good deal. I think that's the first best deal too. Tony Prince is signing with the That's a good deal also. I think that benefits the Lakers. Adds depth in their big men, especially with AD made out of plastic. Kobe White is coming back to the great deal, 3 years for 33. I don't know what the reason behind it is. Not that good of a player. Sorry for the background noise, guys. Just gonna stop streaming. What else is there? Who else? Alright, let's see. Kuzma, I think, is a great deal. I really thought he was gonna get stolen by the Rockets, but that is a good deal. Yeah, that shush is my wife. That's my son. Drew Eubanks. Trey Lyles has a oh, that is a very, very underrated take. I think Trey Lyles is huge for the Sacramento Kings, especially because they missed out on Draymond. Not that I thought he was going there, but I think that's a great, great pick for him. What else? Bruce Brown. Wow. Wow. Bruce Brown to the Pacers. I did not see that. I thought he was going to go to either the Lakers or a contending team, especially after he won a championship, but it seems like he's choosing to go to the Pacers. They did have a lot of cap space, so I think this could highly be a financial move, which is nothing wrong with that. Set yourself. How does he fit there is I'm a little concerned about that. I don't think he gets playing time like he was getting earlier. So let's see. So what's crazy is I don't think a lot of people know July 1st to 6th is only like commit. Like you can say, okay, you're committed to this team, or this team, or that team. But it seems like majority of people already had deals in place. These boys just reporting. DeAndre Jordan signed with the Nuggets, of course. That's just a veteran presence. I think that does nothing for them as a team. And that just brings good veteran presence. So let's talk about this Kuzma. I don't think Kuzma is the face for the Wizards because they did make a lot of moves going forward. So now does he become the next Bradley Beal or does he become like the next main guy? Like how would that work out? Yeah, side note, this Canelo Charlo fight, that's wild. That is extremely wild. I did not think something like that could be pulled off, but it seems like it's being done. Um, a lot of people are kind of like, wow, he was supposed to fight the older brother, but then he went for the undisputed guy. But I do think Canelo's ducking and dodging. I don't think he is doing a lot of competitive fights. Yeah, it's kind of interesting what they're trying to do here. In oh, Warriors, it's kind of interesting because now you got Chris Paul there, who has said it that I am not a big fan of Steph Curry, and Draymond has also said that he does not like Chris Paul. So now I guess Steve Kerr has a very, I wouldn't say a tough job, but more likely a long assignment in front of him. So let's see how that goes because it seems like might be a tough sell. Might be a tough sell. Might be a tough sell. Might Alright, let's see. Who else is going on? Rich Paul, you started making a lot of moves. Falling everywhere, trying to get his players paid. Because I was reading something about how Rich Paul wanted to get one of his folks not be a restricted free agent, but do like the sign and trade. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Rich Paul's making hella moves right now. But one thing is, I don't think any of the trades happen today. I think they actually take a few days, like the whole Harden, and I think even some of the bigger talent, like your Westbrook. I don't think they all sign up right. They all like sign with the team right away. I think they're gonna take a few days, kind of see how the market is setting itself, and going from there. Damian Lee is signing with the Phoenix Suns. Okay, Damian Lee. So as of with all the early signings that I've seen, it seems like the Phoenix Suns are kind of the Miami Heat back in the days when they had Braun, Bosh. They're kind of just taking all the players that they can. That could be somewhat mediocre, or like I don't know if y'all remember, like there was a big thing when the Miami Heat had signed what's his name, Mike Miller, who never, I believe, was never healthy in the first two seasons. So I think it's one of those signings where everything that Phoenix does it's pretty much going to be like, hey, let's just get the best piece that's out there that somewhat makes sense. You know, if they can provide a little bit of shooting, okay, cool. Like, yeah, we'll take that. So I think it might be one of those things. But yeah, it seems I don't think there's gonna be a lot of action. I think coming out we got the two of the big names out of the rat hole with Kuzma and like see people are already tweeting Suns are loading up, building around Bradley Beal, Katie and Booker, Damian Lee, Keita Bates, Yo, Drew Evans, Joshua Koji. I think these players combined have averaged like 17 points. Which now everybody would be like, okay, for all those three drop 20 or 25, and bench gives them like another 20, 25 as much points. But this is the NBA now. You need more than 100 points to win. So I think it might be tough to be honest with the way the NBA works now. I don't think it's a cakewalk. I don't think you just go and like win a championship off top. So I think it's gonna be tough this year, especially with all the teams trying to load up and get like the most bang for their buck. I was talking to one of my friends on too, and I was like, this free agency is just straight up like a role player free agency. Like you can get amazing role players in this free agency, which is why I think Fred VanVleet he's going to be extremely, extremely overpaid. I don't believe Van Vliet deserves. Well, you can never say people don't deserve money, right? Because everybody works hard, everybody deserves money. But you want to make sure that it's not a highway robbery, right? So, let's see. All right. All these big deals happening. It's gonna be interesting. I just feel like um, I'm sorry if I'm looking away. I'm kind of looking up at the news and also talking to you guys. Um, oh my god! So the first overpaying deal for the day. Bruce Brown has signed with the Pacers, 2 years, $45 million. Like I told you, this deal had to do something with his finance. This was not a deal for the betterment of his career. There's no way you're making like you're going to the Pacers from an NBA championship team, right? So it made no sense for him to do this. I don't know why he did that, but hey, get your money, get your money. That's what everybody says nowadays, right? Just go get your money. But what's the point of that? Because they're not really doing anything. So wow, I'm shocked. I am shocked by that. 2 years, $45 million. Let's look at the Pacers depth chart. Let's see who they stack. So they got Halliburton, who's obviously going to garner the most minutes. Miles Turner's still there. Who else? Who else is there? Nonsense is this. No roster. Thought I was looking at NFL for a second. Okay, so you got Chris Duarte. He's going to contain time. Halliburton, Buddy Hield, George Hill. Okay, so they do have like a lot of the older players. I see. You got Isaiah Jackson. Still got T.J. McConnell. Um, Jalen Smith. I think it's man. So the only person that's getting paid on this roster is Turner and Buddy Hield, which is why I see those are the rosters they're trying to. Those are the two people trying to be get rid of most or ask for trades. But damn, this is ridiculous. Oh my god, another overpay. Jeremy Grant and Portland Trailblazers have agreed on a 5-year, $160 million contract. So, again, I have no problem in people getting their money. You work hard, you should earn your money, right? I'm just taking from a perspective of what have they done. This guy's career average is 12 points and 4 rebounds and 1.5 assists. What are you getting $160 million for? This is straight up another one of those power moves by Rich Paul, where he's able to get his clients ridiculous amount of money for being just okay. Like I think Chris LeVert is a 2-year, $32 million deal, right? I think they got a steal. He's a phenomenal player. Draymond's of course 4 years, 100. Joe Harris to the Pistons, that was a trade, so that didn't have to do with money. Let's see what else is there. Who else? Majority were trades. Oh, see, Josh Hart, he re-upped. He opted in, and he got a $12 million contract, which is very solid, right? Because I feel like the average bench player nowadays is making anywhere from like $10 to $15 million. But Jeremy Grant for $32 million per year. Dear God. Oh my God. Another useless signing. The Boston Celtics have inked up with Porzingis on a 2-year, $60 million extension. So we got two players that are literally getting ridiculous money for having no impact, right? So just to give y'all an idea, let's talk about NBA salaries, right? Let's see players that are in that $30 million range per year. Okay. So let's go 35. Well, let's go actually 30, 40 and under. So Luka's making 40. Tobias, that's a robbery. Ben Simmons, robbery. Siakam is whatever. Drew Holiday has paid his dues. Cats, he robbed it. Booker's okay. Chris Porzingis is getting paid 36. And then he just re-upped for 2 years, so he only lost like $6 million. That is not worth it. Like, come on, this guy hasn't done jack in the league. CJ McCollum, James Harden's at 35, and they gave Jeremy Grant 32 a year. Garland's at 34, Zion, Jamal Murray, Ingram, Porter, Shai, Donovan. Jeremy Grant is not even in the ballpark of these type of players, but that's Rich Paul. That's what happens when you linked up with Club Sports. Yeah, I think Kyle Kuzma is a steal. I do agree with that. Because if you look, he got 4 for 102, right? So that's about anywhere from $20 million, right, to 25. So in your $20 million, you got Miles Turner, Capella, Lonzo, Bridges, Sabonis, Aaron Gordon, Brogdon, Rozier, Barrett, Wiggins, Simmons, Collins, Conley, Randall, Brunson is like 26 and up. So I think right now the steal of this free agency is Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is definitely a steal of the NBA free agency. Oh, Chris Tapps, man. Troy Brown signs with Minnesota. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now let's see the money. That's a Woj bomb. A lot of people consider it a Woj bomb, but that's Woj. Uh, Porzingis. What else? Who else? Troy Brown. Clutch Sports. Another one. When Clutch is involved, the bag is secure. That's something you ain't got to worry about. They are great as the firm. Damn, Rich Paul told his team. That's crazy. Josh Hart's like back for Jeremy Grant. That's crazy. Damn, Lakers lost Troy Brown? Damn, that's bad. That's actually true. Lakers have not made any moves. On the other end, let's talk about how Canelo chose not to go after the guy that's the closest to his weight, but he rather went to fight his brother. That's crazy, yeah. So he was supposed to fight Jamal. He ends up fighting Jamal, who's at 154, so he got to move up 2 weight classes at 168. So I think Canelo is in heavy ducking zone. He doesn't want to fight anyone like uh, Benvidez, um, and the guy that previously whooped his ass too before. So I feel like he has a 3-fight deal with PBC. So what they can do is, sorry guys, I'm just getting a lot of texts. I'm just kidding. It's just talking with the whole news. Um, yeah, so I think it's I think that it's pretty crazy that. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Canelo has a 3-fight deal with PBC. I think he fights one brother, fights the brother that he's supposed to fight, and then I think he walks away. Like calls it a day, gets everybody paid. Because I think both brothers have never made over $1 million in their fights. So this would be their big payday. Oh, Strauss. Okay, I like this deal, guys. Max Strauss, 4 years, 64 million for the Cavs. That's a fire deal. I like that deal a lot. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I saw him play. He's a phenomenal player. He had he just had a great postseason, bro. I think he was efficient. Um, I think his stats are pretty solid. He averaged 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He was shooting 35% and 41 from the field, which is extremely solid because if you look, he was only playing about, I think, 26 or 27 minutes a game. Let's see. So he was at about 27 minutes, which is like 2 quarters and 6 minutes, right? If you take it in that context. So I think that's a great pickup. I think that's a good deal for what he wants. But yeah, everybody's going crazy over this Jeremy Grant deal. Reggie Jackson signs 2 years for 10 million with Denver. So it's crazy how a lot of people didn't even know that he was on the Denver bench throughout the whole playoffs. Like I think he came in the finals for maybe a few seconds. I really thought he was going to leave. I think Reggie Jackson is a phenomenal player, especially when he's coming off the bench. I thought that he would find a role off on a contender off the bench, but it seems like he's choosing to stay with the champs, especially after they just lost Bruce Brown. Um, he might get a little bit of PT. Let's see. Let's see how that plays out. Let's see how that plays out. Another crazy thing is, like in the NFL, you got all these people going through like gambling problems, right? Like players are getting banned, or sorry, yeah, banned or suspended because of their gambling. And I read this tweet the other day, which like kind of sums up what I thought about the whole situation, where these people put their life on the line. like literally, because we've seen like a certain player not do well, for the Buffalo Bills, and now it became a whole phenomenon. They literally put their life on the line to play the game and earn money, but you're gonna suspend them for an entire year or indefinitely for betting $1,000 on the game. Like, how does that make sense? If anything, if they're betting on a game, they're just gonna play harder because they want to earn that money. They want that extra bonus, wage, other income, whatever you want to call it. So I thought that was pretty dumb of the NFL, even though as gambling has been more accepting in the sports betting world. Um, I thought that was bad. Jason Tatum. The Lakers are interested in signing Eric Gordon with their $12.5 million exception. I think that again is a great signing for the Lakers. The only problem is I feel like at this stage in his career, someone is going to throw more money towards Eric Gordon. He's going to go after the bag, and he's going to sign with them. I think a lot of people are realizing now that once they get through their NFL career, it's not really about the. It's not about what they did or what they didn't do. It's more so about just how much money they have. Because as we've seen, this whole thing about players not using their finances correctly has been put under the microscope in the last few years with movies and TV shows and etc. So that is why I think that Eric Gordon might just um, sign with maybe a contending team, maybe a semi-contending team, and just take the bag. Bro, Kyrie's honestly one of the smoothest players in the league. I just don't know what's going on in that man's mind. Like, he's so smooth, but it's very hard to be a fan of that. That was just like LeBron. Damn, we're only 30 minutes into the free agency. It's kind of slowing down now. We had all this barrage of deals, and now it's kind of slowing down. So let's kind of recap. Let's recap. So it all started with Draymond, 4 years, 100 M's, which is a great deal. I think that's phenomenal for him. I think nothing changes in his roles. If anything, he brings more value to the table. Kyle Kuzma is the steal right now at the free agency for 4 years at 102. Chris LeVert is a great deal, 2 years, 32 million. I feel like this is one of those proving deals. Prove yourself, and then maybe we think about the max or like the $100 million contract. Torian Prince signing with the Lakers kind of reminds me of the Danny Green signing. He'd be a 3 and D guy, and all that. Usually those type of players they're great, but when they come to play with LeBron, they just forget what 3 and D is. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Kobe White re-up for 3 years at 33. Mediocre deal. I don't think there's anything fancy about that. Trey Lyles, I think that was a good re-signing by the Kings, especially since Draymond's not there. One of the overpaid signing, Bruce Brown to the Pacers, 2 years, 45. DeAndre just rees up with the Nuggets. Probably likes the whole area of the team. Probably going to call it a career after this year. Damian Lee signs with Phoenix. They're just looking to add whatever pieces they can get for the bare minimum. Jeremy Grant, Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul agreed to 5 years, 160 million to return to the Blazers. This is why Dame can't get help because they want to pay garbage players that type of money. Porzingis and Boston Celtics agree on a $60 million extension for 2 years. Another garbage deal. Strus goes to Cavaliers for 4 years and 64 million. I think that's a great deal, perfect for someone him. 27 minutes, you got a 12 and a 5 guy or 14 and a 5 guy. I think that's a great deal. And then Reggie Jackson re-ups for 2 years, $10.5 million with Denver. And that's my wife in the background, so just avoid it. If y'all hear her laugh, I think. The Suns and Chimenzi Mutu have agreed on a 1-year deal. Like I said, these people are picking up chump change. And there she's running. Yeah. So, I don't know why the Suns are doing what they're doing, but I also kind of do know why. Because there's, like, just sign what you can sign. Who else? Free agent guard Jevion Carter has reached a deal with the Bulls. Bulls, I'm always just like, what are you guys doing? They had Lonzo, they had all that going for them, and then this happens. Like Lonzo is now like, God forbid, has the Brandon Roy injury. What I think is really happening with Lonzo, and let me know what y'all think about this. I'm not saying he's faking the injury. I'm just saying it's not as bad as it's being put out. It's because LeVar, the man behind him with brains, wants Lonzo to just sit on the bench, kind of ride out this contract, and maybe in the last year, Lonzo's going to get approved to play basketball. And then Lonzo will blow the roof off the place so he can get his next contract. That's what I think is going to happen. I have a feeling that might happen. So let's see how that theory works out. I don't know if it's conspiracy, but that's like one of the ideas out there that I think can happen where Lonzo might kind of finesse his way through that contract because of his father, and then go on and go for it. So I think Porzingis, Grant, and Bruce Brown are the three most overpaid deals of the free agency so far. And I think the best deals are Strus and which one did I say? Kuzma. Kuzma and Strus, I think, are the most fair deals of the free agency, and you can't really judge Draymond because, like I said, I've been saying it for months that if Draymond comes back, he's gonna get the $100 million. I think he deserves $100 million contract from every team, no matter who he chooses. But I was certain that the Warriors will get it. Others maybe would have done 4 years, 80, 4 years, 75, 76. But I knew the Warriors the whole time were going to do $100 million contract with him. Just because what he brings to that franchise. Oh, look at that. The word overpay is trending on Twitter. That I told y'all. I told y'all. That's what happens. I just want to know how these agents are able to sit in a room because that's their job, right? Like, I want to know how you're able to finesse the team into giving your shitty players that type of play. And that's an art. That's an art. Not everybody can do that. Oh, my boy Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks. Oh, so Dillon will meet with the Lakers, Bucks, Mavs, and Rockets. So I think on the Rockets, Dillon is a waste. They have too much young talent, and with the attitude that was reported this year, I don't think he sets a good image. Mavericks can be great because Luka likes playing with aggressive people. Bucks might not work for him. I think the Lakers work just because LeBron and AD will keep him in check. So I think Dillon Brooks in LA and Mavericks. I think it works based on the teams that they have listed that he's meeting with. Top G. That's crazy. But yeah, I think this year's free agency is all about stacking up your bench. Um, if you can have a great bench, because there's a lot of good role players this year. So yeah. So I think that's all we're gonna do for day one. Thank you for everybody that tuned in on the first episode of season 3. We'll definitely be back tomorrow. Talk about deals that we didn't get to, deals that are happening in the moment. We'll get to all those deals tomorrow. Tune in, subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with your friends. next time. Bring them, hop them. We might let people join our live and have a one-on-one conversation with them about all what they think about all these deals. And definitely check out the Insta page. Go show some love. And we'll see y'all later.